lo mejor del trabajo de los productores del campo de México.
Nos reciben amablemente Kelly Schaff y Bob Wilkins. Finalmente podemos llegar aquí. Muchos años después de conocer sus toros, estamos con Kelly aquí en su oficina. Kelly, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Really.
It's a pleasure.
No, it's a pleasure for me.
You're a celebrity in your country.
With your legendary bulls, really.
Well,
I meet these bulls that are 20 years ago, your bulls in Mexico. And now I'm here. It's really nice for me.
yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to host you, and thank you for taking time to come see us.
Thank you.
We've been fortunate to be in this business for my lifetime, and I would be the fourth generation on this ranch. Was started in 1902.
In 1902,
1902.
Who was your grandfather?
My great-grandfather started in 1902, and I would be the fourth generation on the ranch, and we are fortunate to have children and grandchildren. So 6 generations strong, all on one ranch, and been in the registered Angus business.
All the time Angus?
Angus,
Was the cattle?
Yes, correct.
The first Angus coming from where?
Well, my grandfather would have got the first Angus cattle from about 3 different sources, and nearly every cow on this ranch today would go back to those original cow families that were started back in the early 1900s. This year we hosted the 121st production sale of registered Angus cattle for our family's operation. So 121 sales would be the longest running purebred cattle sale in the world for one family of any breed. So it's been a real honor to continue a tradition that started way before my time.
I have a lot of questions, but good animals that lives with the only grass. How you make that across the years?
Well, it's years of selection pressure for those traits, and very meticulous selection pressure in a highly competitive herd. So when you have a high level of herd and you're sorting the ones that cream rises to the top, and you keep daughters of those very best producers and the ones that can bring in the heavy calves and stay in flesh and rebreed and have good udders and good feet and fertility, and keep their daughters. And when we use a bull, use mostly bulls from within our herd, or really research the bull that he would have to have generations of those kind of cows behind him. And that's what's built us a cow herd that has been known worldwide for consistency in not only their quality, but in their fleshing ability, udder quality, fertility, all the things that make a good cow. And that's breeding beyond numbers. You know, we're not EPD breeders. We breed for great phenotype and real-world performance. The traits that really matter to cattle are product of functional, easy fleshing, quiet-natured cows with good feet and good udders, and cows that rebreed every year annually while raising a big calf and do it for 10 or 12 or 15 years and have longevity, the cows that can survive and their feet hold up and their udders hold up and their fertility, and don't make excuses for bad cows. You eliminate the undesirables from the gene pool. And much of that was done way before my time. But you're continually selecting daughters of the best, and you're always sorting cattle over generations, and each generation becomes more consistent than the last.
I hear that and sounds very simple, but it's very difficult. Each generation be better than the other one.
Yes, because you're always trying to take the very best of the genetics, and every time you add another generation of the best genetics on top, you strengthen the depth of the gene pool. So your goal is to make sure that you're always adding quality and performance and really paying attention to the things that you're striving to build a herd on, and staying true to your principles so that you don't compromise. We don't follow trends and fads, and we don't use the popular bull of the month. We use solid cattle that are proven and that we have a high level of confidence have the attributes that we've been trying to breed here for nearly a century. And so for us, that's important, that the cattle have natural thickness and depth of body, capacity. Capacity equates to fleshing ability. Cattle that can go out and take in roughage and stay in good flesh and actually thrive on forage and bring in big, heavy calves and are rebred for the next one. Today you're going to see cows You'll see cows that are 8, 9, 10, 12 years old that have calved annually every year, some older, and bring in a big calf, and they're bred back to calve. And when you do that over years of selection, you develop a gene pool that's bred for those characteristics that can, that can achieve those benchmarks that we put in place. And what makes a good cow and a cow that stays in this herd, they have to go through a lot of hoops to be of the quality that we're going to reproduce. And then we will keep daughters of those best cows and try again to continually improve upon their mothers and make another generation of cattle that are hopefully more consistent than the last. And so it's been a lot of years in progress, and part of the credit, might go to me, but it was started before my time. So I've been fortunate to grow up in a business and learn and learn, at a young age, and so that's put me in a good position to, breed cattle. And we currently have over 100 of our SAV sires in the major AI companies around the world, and it would be the most widely used brand of Angus cattle worldwide. So that's been an honor. I mean, very humbling. And that was talent on loan from God to breed cattle and try to produce cattle that will be productive and profitable for the customer base that we serve. And so we're fortunate to sell embryos and semen and to many, many countries, and our brand has done so well worldwide that it's been a blessing to be able to work with cattlemen, not just in our region or our state, but beyond the borders. And we do have a very wide presence as we get into outside of the United States, even with our genetics.
Siga a Campo de México en todas sus plataformas.